This actually leads into this final point, which is probably the main reason why I joined the Agent Wolfpack at EXP, which is I wanted to... Hey, what's up everybody? Jake Fletcher here, and this is probably one of the craziest videos that I will have recorded to date because I'm making a huge announcement to the world right now, which is that I have switched real estate brokerages and joined Exp Realty. And more specifically, I've joined a group at Exp Realty called the Agent Wolfpack. So what I want to share in this video are the 5 main reasons why I left my previous brokerage and joined the Agent Wolfpack at Exp Realty. I really want to give a context as to why, because there's a story about my reasoning here, and it's important to make it clear because if you just read the title, some people might have a preconception about EXP and make assumptions as to why I might have joined, and that's not how I roll. So I want to be totally transparent with you all, okay? Now, the first thing I'll say is a lot of people know that I used to work for RE/MAX Advanced Realty, which is a local franchise of RE/MAX here in Miami. They are the #1 RE/MAX office in South Florida, and there's plenty of great things that I can say about them, especially the 2 brokers, Anthony Askowitz and Winnie Smith. I couldn't have asked for better leaders and educators to help build the foundation of my real estate career. Anthony's a super inspirational guy, one of the most authentic people, and a master listing specialist, whereas Winnie is a brilliant real estate mind, a master of Florida real estate contracts, and actually taught contracts for the Florida Real Estate Commission, which is our governing body of real estate here in the state of Florida. So I literally learned real estate contracts essentially from the Dumbledore of Florida real estate contracts, which is invaluable to both myself and to all of my clients and future clients. Now, while I have nothing but love for RE/MAX Advance, I will say that RE/MAX Corporate had a few points that I personally didn't really align with anymore, nor do I feel like they align with the type of business that I'm building, whereas EXP and the Wolfpack, I feel, does align with those things and will provide a better platform for me to continue growing the Fletcher Group moving forward, my social media presence, and my YouTube channel. So let me explain these 5 reasons why I joined the Wolfpack at EXP and why I feel like it's an amazing opportunity that I just couldn't ignore anymore. So number 1 was to surround myself with like-minded people. EXP, being a virtual brokerage, is full of younger, more tech-savvy type people. There's lots of trainings that go hand in hand with this as well. And all in all, it's just a more innovative approach to real estate. And I feel like it's important to stay on the vanguard of your industry if you want to remain relevant, as well as offer the best services around. But really, the people who are most like-minded to myself that I'm most excited to be around and learn from are in the Wolfpack. Now, there's a bunch of people there who are utilizing social media, YouTube, and other platforms to grow exponentially their brand and push their businesses to the next level. And that's the kind of energy that I want to be around, honestly. I've always put a lot of emphasis on my social media, like my YouTube channel and my Instagram, for example, to accompany and complement my business because I enjoy it, firstly, and also because it's just the way things are now, honestly. I mean, everyone's online. I've actually gotten a lot of leads, gotten a lot of business, helped a lot of people who have directly found me through my social media. So when you think about it like that, why would I not want to amplify what's evidently already working, right? Now, at the Agent Wolfpack, we have 4 weekly masterminds where people are sharing their experiences. The group members are letting you know, hey, this is working, this isn't working, sharing ideas, and just generally helping one another to succeed in this modern interconnected world of real estate. Now, I couldn't personally find any other teams where I felt that same type of energy and emphasis on innovating the real estate sales space. And I mean, really just pushing the envelope, okay? There are tons of recordings, there's tons of trainings that are exclusive to the Agent Wolfpack group that were created by the leaders of the group, which are Mike Sherrard. Check out his YouTube channel by the same name. Sherrard is Sherrard. And the other group leader is Connor Steinbrook of the YouTube channel Investor Army. So these guys are phenomenally inspiring people who are a wellspring of knowledge and wisdom. So I feel very fortunate to be able to learn from them directly, as well as the other Wolfpack members who are pushing their online space, pushing things to the next level, trying to innovate, trying to do something the extra mile, going, the extra mile, and pushing things to the limits, right? Pushing that envelope of what's possible as a real estate sales agent, what's possible with your online social media presence, content marketing, all that stuff. So additionally, there's also what I think is a great community and culture in the Wolfpack, from what I've been able to observe so far. Now, I just joined, so I'm sure I'll do other videos later on giving like updates of here's my experience so far. But what I've seen so far, it seems like a great community. I actually had a listing referral in another state as soon as I came into the group, and my sponsor, shout out to Logan Allen Williamson, check out his YouTube channel as well, which is Reno Real Estate TV. He's out in Reno, Nevada, of course, but shout out to Logan. So Logan, who actually brought me into the Wolfpack, nearly instantly found an agent who was in the city where I had the referral to help out the client, which is amazing, So, another thing is the Wolfpack, apparently, I haven't been to any live events yet, but apparently at live events, different EXP events that happen during the year, the group mobs out to these events and seems to be more connected with each other than most agents probably are at brick and mortar brokerages, especially now that everyone seems to be pretty much mostly working from home these days. So it's nice to have that camaraderie with people. And, the connection with people who are on the same wavelength, right? Like I said, being around like-minded people. I just think that's super important to me personally and to my business as well. At my last brokerage, I had to have lots of friends there. I love the brokers. Again, nothing but good to say about those people, but I'm sort of taking a different path, a sort of non-traditional path with how I'm personally building my business. The Agent Wolfpack at EXP aligns perfectly with that path, whereas I felt like the previous model I was in didn't really align with that. So that's the first reason. Number two is the EXP model itself. I actually personally think that the model of virtual brokerages like EXP is the future of real estate, and I'll tell you why. The only time I would ever go into my old office was to do big print jobs because my home printer is small and it runs out of ink like basically instantly. So since I already work from home all the time, unless I'm going to showings, closings, inspections, etc., I actually turned my second bedroom into my office / YouTube studio. So working in a cloud-based brokerage is nothing out of the ordinary for me and actually fits really well into my existing business model. I also have access to better tech and tools to scale my business and help more people. Both EXP and the Agent Wolfpack offer a ton of great resources to help grow your business. One example with EXP is access to KV Core, which is a super powerful platform from which I can host my website, generate leads, and use it as a CRM to keep all my customer data organized, just to name a few things. EXP also offers tons of trainings, real-time support for anything I need help with, and honestly, forward-thinking leadership, which I feel like is essential to staying ahead of the competition these days. Some people might know them for Verbella, which is the EXP world. It's a metaverse essentially, and anything you need, you can go into the metaverse and get answers. So for example, I actually already used this. Today is I've been 3 full days in the business. I went into the world. I had some questions that I needed to ask to a broker. I went into my local Florida brokerage room, which is a virtual room, and I was able to speak to a broker within a couple minutes, and just using my microphone, sitting here at the computer in the metaverse, in the world, the EXP world, and I was able to get those answers right away, and real time, I had other questions that came up in regards to the answers I got, and I was able to get those questions right away, whereas before it would have been, an exchange back and forth of emails. So I just think that, little things like that are what really helps to separate a cloud-based virtual brokerage like EXP, and, they kind of are the innovators of the space, right? So I feel like there's a lot to be said about being sort of an early adopter, getting in early with a company like that, and being a part of the growth. I think it's cool. I think it's beneficial for me. It's beneficial for my clients. And like I said, I just think that the cloud-based virtual model is the future of brokerages. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. One reason is with EXP, they don't have they don't have like local physical offices. So you can imagine how much money that they save from that. And that actually plays into something else coming on a little later on in this video. So I'll talk about that some more. The commission splits and the fee structure at EXP is also better than what I had at my previous brokerage. I only pay $85 a month at EXP for my brokerage fee instead of $305 a month. And I honestly feel like I'm already getting way more for my money. I'm getting more trainings. I'm getting more tools. I'm getting more access to people to help me. So it's just, I think that I'm getting more for my money. It's less money. I mean, right off the bat, I'm saving over a couple $1,000s a year right there. The commission split is the same actually as far as percentage wise, except very importantly, when I hit my cap, which means once I make the company X amount of dollars, which in this case it's $16,000, I actually get to keep 100% of my commissions after that. Whereas with Remax, the best I could ever get to was 95% of my commission. That's a corporate Remax thing. That's not a Remax Advanced Realty thing. Any corporate Remax or any Remax office, they're always going to have to give that 5% to the corporate office. So no matter what, I was always going to have to give away 5% of my commission, which I just don't feel like it's necessary, you know? So the way it works basically is right now I'm on an 80-20 split, meaning I keep 80% of my commission, EXP gets 20%, and then once I've made $16,000 for EXP, that 20%, once that 20% equals 16,000, I cap out, which means now I get 100% of my commissions, which is huge. Last year alone, I would have made a lot more money if I had been in that model. So now there's more to the EXP model that attracted me, but I'll talk about that in the next point. Okay, so that next point is now number 3 is basically having multiple income streams, okay? So having multiple income streams at EXP, not only will I have revenue from my real estate sales, i.e. my production revenue, but there's also potential to make income from what EXP calls revenue share, as well as from EXP stock awards. So I'll break those down in a second, but it's also worth mentioning when we're talking about growing revenue and income that being with the agent Wolfpack will provide me the opportunity and potential to grow my YouTube and social media faster than I otherwise would be able to do on my own, which in that case, that will be, I'll be able to basically monetize my YouTube quicker, which becomes a revenue stream for me once that channel's monetized. And, honestly, I love making videos and I don't ever plan on stopping. So this is super clutch for me. If I can turn my love for making videos into a revenue stream for myself and do it quicker than I otherwise would have been able to, that's a win, right? And in the case of my other social media channels, like my Instagram, for example, being with the agent Wolfpack will give me mechanisms and knowledge to appeal to a larger audience, which brings in more people my way to potentially help and to work with, right? So let's talk about the revenue share now. So the way that it basically works is like this. Since EXP isn't a brick and mortar, they save a lot of money where traditional brokerages cannot. So they've chosen to implement a plan to give back to the agents that are helping them to grow the company, right? So the way that works is basically, let's say I'm agent A, I bring you into the company, you're agent B, right? When you make a sale, that 80-20 split is going to apply, right? You get to keep 80%. And out of the 20%, EXP is going to give me a small percentage of that as a thank you for me bringing you into the company, right? Now, once you actually hit your cap of that 16,000, then there's no more revenue share, right? Because you're getting 100% of that commission. So how could they share anything, right? So that's kind of a real basic explanation of how the revenue share works. And some people actually say that this is like a pyramid structure, but here's why that's actually incorrect. And this is one of the big things that I feel like turns a lot of people off about the company, because there are some people who they just are like spamming people to try to recruit them into the company, and it leaves a bad taste in their mouth. That actually happened to me. I'll tell you a little bit more about it in a second, but I want to talk to you about why the assertion that this is a pyramid scheme or a pyramid structure is incorrect, okay? So number one is, with different pyramid schemes, I'm not going to call any of them out by name, but there's an actual product here, right? Which is real estate. People need real estate. They don't need, silver magnesium drops or, we'll call it herbal living milkshakes. People don't really need that stuff, but people do need real estate, right? So there's an actual product here. With some of these other multi-level marketing businesses, you're encouraged to buy the product first, and like people will have just garages full of vitamins and stuff or essential oils that they need to go then sell. So they're basically giving money to that company and then trying to go sell that product. With EXP, I'm doing what I'm already doing, which is real estate sales. People need to buy real estate. I'm here to help them make sure that they don't buy shitty property and help guide them through the process and make it smooth and painless and all of that stuff. And so that's going to be happening anyways, right? So there's an actual product here. And another thing too is, like I mentioned with the cap, once you hit that cap, there's no more of the revenue share, which means that it's not like an infinite money glitch, right? There's a limit, So those two facts alone they make it very clear why it's not a pyramid structure or pyramid scheme. There's some people who kind of get hung up on that, and I can understand that. At first, it definitely threw me off a little bit until I thought about it some more and really understood the model a little bit better. It's a hang up for a lot of people, but I'm here to tell you right now that you actually don't have to participate in the revenue share if you don't want to. EXP is okay with that. The agent Wolfpack is okay with that. You can just focus on production and attracting people naturally, which is what I'm intending to do. So you can see that not only is the revenue share sustainable, right, but it's actually an incredible incentive for people to join the company and to help grow the company, right? And like I mentioned before, some people do this exclusively and don't even sell real estate. Now, that's not me, and that's not who I ever intend to become. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but like I said, I personally plan to attract people naturally through being a top producer, because people always want to align with top producers, and that's where my heart is, that's where my mind is, and what I enjoy, right? I don't really feel like being a recruiter, and like I said, EXP and the Agent Wolfpack are totally fine with that. So if anybody ever tells you, like I had another virtual brokerage that I sort of interviewed tell me, make sure you ask about how many agents that they expect you to bring in. Oh, I was like, okay. So then I asked, and they were like, we don't expect you to bring in anybody. And I was like, oh, okay. So that's a big misconception about EXP. Now let's talk about the stock options. So the stock options kind of work like this, right? When you make a sale, you get a commission. You actually have the option to convert a portion of that commission into EXP stock at a 10% discount. Now, you can choose to opt into that, or you can choose to opt out of that. For me personally, I opted out of that because I manage my own stock portfolio. I don't need to automatically buy EXP stock. I don't personally feel like the 10% discount is a big enough incentive for me to part with, part of my commission, instantly, automatically. I'd rather say, okay, hey, here's my commission. I'm going to take X percentage and invest it, and I might choose to invest it in stocks. I might choose to invest it in crypto, or very likely I might choose to invest it into real estate, right? So personally, I'm not super like all about the stock options, but I do think it's a really cool thing that they offer. Maybe in the future, let's say the stock takes a big beating, I might decide, hey, on this commission, let me go ahead and take some of the stock options out of this commission, because I feel like the stock's going to go up, right? So I can kind of hedge those bets, make those decisions as they come, right? Which is also kind of cool. It's just a matter of one signature, and then boom, my commissions will convert, a certain percentage to the stocks, right? So EXPI stock, there's actually some people who have become millionaires, especially people who've been with the company for a long time, just from the stock alone. So it's definitely not something to minimize, and it's a reason why I bring it up, even though for me personally, it's not a huge reason why I'm joining. It's a nice little bonus, Remax never offered me the option to get discounted stock awards. So, it's kind of cool. It's cool that they're looking out for people. It's cool that they're offering that to their agents, and it's cool that there's people who've been with the company me for a long time who are legit millionaires from the stock. So there's also icon status that you can reach and get even more stock, which basically that means hitting your cap plus 20 additional deals or making $500,000 in gross commission income in a year. So if you do this, then you can get up to $16,000 back in stock awards, which equals your entire cap, right? Which is 16,000. So that 16,000 would be coming back to you in stock awards, which is incredible. I mean, it's basically like all the money that you have to pay as your brokerage fee coming back to you at a 10% discount. So you already make a 10% gain just off of that, let alone if the stock goes up over time. I mean, it's cool, right? So, those are some of the cool things about the structure of EXP. So number 4 is the agent Wolfpack itself and the opportunities which it presents. So honestly, I might not have joined EXP if it weren't for the agent Wolfpack. In fact, I first found out about the agent Wolfpack and EXP a couple years ago when the Wolfpack first started, but for various reasons, I decided not to make the jump at the time. However, it was something that was always in the back of my mind. I actually first started watching Mike's videos and found them very helpful. And through that, I started, kind of by osmosis, hearing him talking about the Wolfpack. I, commented, said, hey, I'd like to learn more. I sat down with him on a Zoom call with Connor and I heard them out and it sounded like a great opportunity. But for various reasons that I won't go into right now, I felt like it wasn't the right opportunity for me at the time. Okay. Like I said, though, it was always in the back of my mind. And then recently, it became apparent to me that it was time to make a switch and time to take a second look at what they were doing. And when I did, I felt like the time had come to make the jump. So I actually had been propositioned by multiple other people to join multiple other teams at EXP, but no other teams were offering what the Agent Wolfpack does. So with the Agent Wolfpack, we have a ton of our own exclusive online content and social media marketing trainings, as well as tons of other exclusive trainings. We have 4 weekly masterminds where I can learn from like-minded people who are already way further ahead than I am, and I have access to a network of agents like no other. There's tons of exclusive resources as well. For example, just having pre-made templates for landing pages that help you generate more leads is going to help me save time, energy, and money. And that's just one example. So in turn, I'll be able to take bigger steps and quicker than I would have otherwise been able to do. So the Agent Wolfpack group is full of inspirational people, including the leadership, which I find to be very valuable, like I mentioned before about being surrounded by like-minded people. So number 5, this actually leads into this final point, which is probably the main reason why I joined the Agent Wolfpack at EXP, which is I wanted to surround myself with people who are already at where I want to be in real estate, YouTube, content creation, and business overall. The Wolfpack and EXP are both full of successful agents who have built their careers on these things, and it's super important to me to be around people who can not only inspire me, but from who I can learn from and learn exactly how they were able to get the results that they've gotten. All right, so for me, this is super, super crucial because it'll end up saving me time, a lot of energy, failure, heartache to learn directly from the individuals who are already doing what I've set out to do, and to be able to pick their brains, learn from their mistakes and victories, as well as to have access to the tools, the resources, strategies that they've already spent the time to develop. So think about it like this. If you wanted to be a top-level entrepreneur, would you have a better chance at doing that by hanging around and learning from people who aren't really into running a business or interested in running a business? Maybe they work a 9-to-5 salary job or something. Not there's anything wrong with that, but they work for somebody else. Or would you have a better chance of becoming a top-level entrepreneur by hanging around people who are top-level entrepreneurs, who have already hit the type of goals that you're seeking to hit, learning what they know, and following directly in their footsteps, so to speak? Right? So yeah, you want to be around people who have been there and done it. And that's exactly how I feel as well. So having access to these very small circles of successful people is going to really give me a leg up with growing my business, my revenue, and thus my impact on the world. right? Which is super important to me. So given these reasons that I've outlined, you can kind of start to get an idea of why I've made the switch to the Agent Wolfpack at EXP. And I'm super excited for this opportunity. I'm sure I'll be making more videos in the future once I've been there with the company for a bit, like I mentioned, and I'll definitely do an honest review of my experience so far. One thing I can tell you about my experience so far as a little snippet is as far as EXP goes, I definitely don't think it's for everybody. It's a very, like I mentioned, tech forward brokerage. It can be a little bit overwhelming when you first join. Like most brokerages you go to and like you're just like on your own in the wilderness and they don't give you anything, you know. But with EXP, it's like they almost give you too much. But the good side is there's somebody there to help you with everything. So if you're a new agent, I feel like there's a lot of options to sort of leverage that training, the tools, the resources, the access to people. If you're maybe a person, I don't want to say an older person because I've met very tech savvy older people, but if you're somebody who's not tech savvy, it might be a little tough kind of like getting into the whole like the EXP world, you know, being in a virtual brokerage. There's certain aspects of that maybe aren't for everyone. For me personally, I'm very tech savvy, so it was like not a problem at all. But you know, for those of you who are like myself who value the prospect of growing and scaling your real estate business, being around like-minded people, and very importantly, like-minded energy, learning from some of the best, as well as, you know, the other factors that I've mentioned in this video, you may have a good idea of why this is an opportunity like no other. So if you'd like to learn more, just drop a comment below and I'll link you up with our group leaders so you can get all the facts directly from them. And that basically sums up my my thoughts and why I've made the switch to the Agent Wolfpack at EXP Realty. I'm super excited about it, as you guys can tell. I'm really excited to keep learning and improving and growing my business, scaling, and being able to help more and more people, being able to put out better and better content, and just soaking up the energy, man. Like being around those other people who I can bounce ideas off of, who are kind of on a similar wavelength to me. I mean, it's just like, you know, having a good close group of friends, you're always going to be attracted to people who like are sort of similar to you, right? You're not going to go find random people you have nothing in common with. So I feel like I've found a really good niche community of people who are similar thinking to me. I'm just really excited about that, man. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit the like button. You know, why not? It's free. It takes half of a millisecond. And if you haven't, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button or sharing this video with somebody who maybe they're thinking about changing to another brokerage. You know, we are offering something that you can't get anywhere else at the Agent Wolfpack. I strongly feel that way, especially after vetting out a ton of different opportunities. So if you think that it might be something you're interested in, like I said, drop a comment. And otherwise, guys, it's been a pleasure. So I'm looking forward to the future, and I hope you guys are too. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, Jake Fletcher with the Fletcher Group at EXP Realty right here in Miami, Florida. Sell smart, buy bold. Peace.